as far as injuries go. So Mike Edwards' ankle swole up, foot and ankle. It looks good off X-ray and all that. He just got stepped on. Nick Jones, I mentioned he had a hand fracture. He's at a specialist right now, so we'll see how he does. Witherspoon we talked about with a toe. That's a toe sprain, great toe sprain. And then today we had a couple of receivers go down. Nick Remigio went down with a shoulder dislocation. Smith Marset went down with a groin, and Jay Ross went down with knee, hamstring. We'll just see what he's being checked out now. Anyways, I had a chance to go back and look at the tape. Some good things, and then there's plenty of stuff that we need to work on. So, but it was good to get the young guys as many reps as we did. Everybody got to play, which is good for evaluation purposes. And like I said, there were some good, and then there were some things that we got to clean up. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
What was the Justin Ross injury?
It's knee, hamstrings, shin, something down there. You know, we'll just have to see what it is.
Coach, you mentioned after the game, maybe the tempo from your ones wasn't exactly what you wanted. When you went back and watched it, what sort of things did you want to see out of them that maybe you didn't see?
Yeah, so I mean, there are no excuses, but we don't game plan for these really. So, but with that, you gotta keep the tempo rolling, and so I wanted it better than what we had it. Again, they presented a better tempo than what we did, and so I expect us to be able to get off the field and continue a drive on the offensive side. So.
One of the things that fans get all worried about is short yardage plays. I know it's preseason. You're probably not going to call your number one short yardage play on a 4th and 1 in the first preseason game. But how much time have you guys spent in this off-season trying to work on things like that? And how do you really practice it until you get into a game?
Yeah, that's what I said after the game. That we're trying something there with the QB sneak that you really can't work on in these practices here. I mean it's. But you can in the preseason. So we tried it. We can go back to the drawing board on it. It obviously didn't work and stalled the drive. So, but it's good to get it on tape and to see it.
How about, I was just going to ask about Remigio. What kind of campus he had, and how did you?
Yeah, you know what? He had a nice game, and did some really good things, both special teams wise and. In the throw game part of it, the catching part. So we'll just see how this thing goes. The shoulder's back in and all that, but we just have to see how he does.
Coach, in your second look back at what James did the other day, how impressed were you, and how much more do you want to see him work with Pat?
Yeah, so he's been working in with Pat in the practices. We were trying to get some of the young guys some reps. We have a pretty good feel for him. He's good. He's a good player. So we got good tape in this offense of him. So there was a little bit more emphasis put on 4 and 8 to get them in the game and get some work with them.
Andy, with Nick, obviously you had a couple of new guys out here today. Do you have more of a long-term prognosis with what he's going to have to deal with here?
With who?
Nick Jones.
Yeah, I don't have anything more for you. I'll find out today. A little bit more on what direction they're going to go. So with it.
I know it was a small sample size, but your 2 new tackles, have they come out of?
Yeah. I thought they did a nice job. Our pass protection was good with the one offensive line, and they did some good things with the run game, and we just had to stall. You can't do that. So you got to take care of business with that. And then they, with Pat didn't play a whole lot of plays. So.
Based on what you saw in the first game, Coach, what would you like to see more from Denarius Prince?
Yeah, just right now the legs are tired. He's getting a lot of reps. He's kind of battling through himself right now. So he'll pop through it. He just keeps pushing. He'll pop through all this, and then and be able to get his pad level down, eyes up, and go. But he's got some more opportunities here, so I think he'll be all right.
Coach, Nick Bolton entering his 3rd year, coming off of a very good season. What have you seen from him in this camp and maybe even in the first preseason game you like the development of his game?
Yeah, well, I like his leadership. Obviously, he's got a good feel for what we're doing. He's a good football player all the way around. I mean, I don't know what to add to that. I mean, other than he does a nice job. And really, last year I thought he played an All-Pro level. He's just, people know who he is now, and he's gonna have to step up, obviously. But he's always been willing to do that.
Do you think there's an underrated aspect to his game, maybe that he doesn't get enough credit for?
Yeah, I think last year helped that, though. I think him coming out, there was enough that you guys wrote about his production and that, which was great. And the people take an eye. He's a quiet guy. He's not outspoken, flamboyant, any of that. He just goes and plays. Same way in college. He did a great job in college. So phenomenal tackler, great feel for the game.
Just quick housekeeping items. One, we know Anthony Witherspoon was a corner late injured. What was the second move to get the roster spot for the two ads?
Yeah, we brought in a linebacker and a corner. Yeah.
Was the second move there anybody to place on IR or to make a spot or anything?
Jody, Fortson, yeah. Jody's having his shoulder done. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then, kind of once again, the weekly update on Chris. Has there been any communication, any movement, any expectation?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. One more thing.
Yeah.
Jerry Sneed, any idea? You were going to get him back?
Yeah, he will. We're taking that slow. But, yeah, we'll get him back here sooner than later.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Richie, how did it feel to get out there and be part of this offense, even though it was just a preseason game?
It felt good. It felt good.
Did you get everything you wanted out of the game?
I kind of was just getting warmed up, wanted to play a little bit more, but you know how that go.
You've played with 3 different quarterbacks in the NFL over your years. What is the biggest difference with Mahomes, other than just the obvious of his greatness? Are there little traits or even bigger picture things that you feel like really separate him from some of the other quarterbacks you played with?
They all are great leaders. Obviously Pat has done a good amount more than most of them, but he's just a great leader, great quarterback, know how to run the show, and obviously he does his job really well.
How do you feel like the chemistry is coming along with Mahomes? You're getting more and more reps, it seems, with him and everything. How is that coming along?
Great. Like you said, getting the opportunity to work with him. He gives you a lot of advice of where he's thinking, where you should be at when he releases the ball. And, like you said, he's running the show right now.
How is he as a coach on the field as far as doing exactly that, giving you advice and helping you learn the offense and everything?
You can tell he's been in the system for a while, and he knows where the ball is going to go, pre-snap. And he does a really good job of telling you, hey, I'm going to expect the ball right here, this moment, and eyes better be up, hands ready.
Richie, it looked like on the long ball from Wayne in the game, you really were able to track it well. When did you feel like that was something that you were good at? How do you work on that to this day?
I tracked it well, so that's something I could do. I made the catch, first down. Yeah. Appreciate that.
football. You got your first real action in an NFL game. What did it feel like? How well do you think you played?
I think I played well, for me being able to transition from college to the NFL. Big spotlight, a lot different game feel.
So you played a lot of snaps, but not as many snaps as you probably play in a game. Did they feel different? I mean, were you more tired after a game because it was a professional game, or were you pretty refreshed?
I think I was a lot more fresh than I would be if I was in college. This is because we got a lot more guys that can contribute on the offense, as well as not everybody got to play as much as they normally would, and it just kind of let us be able to keep our pace and be able to take our time on the sideline.
How nervous were you?
I ain't gonna lie, I was a little nervous just because there's a lot of lights. The first game in the Dome, there's a lot of lights. You just kind of knew that you were the spotlight on the field. Like, even my first time running on the field, I knew that everybody seen me run onto the field by myself. So, yeah.
How about the speed of the game? Was it what you thought it would be?
Yeah, I think everything we do in practice translates to the game. So the speed we do out here is the same thing we went through in the games.
What was the biggest surprise for you just being in that setting and getting out there? Just the whole thing, what was the biggest surprise to you or biggest takeaway?
I would say not necessarily a surprise, just being able to go against, another team. I'm used to being in college and, knowing exactly who I'm about to go against. But, I mean, in the NFL, you can only really just watch film and try to understand the person that you're going to be able to compete against. But there's a lot of guys I've never seen before on the field that I got to, be in front of.
Manny Reid's playbook when newcomers arrive. Just how far along do you feel with that at this point?
I feel very confident with the offensive playbook just because now I got people like Pat, Shane, all the other wide receivers that, Sky, he just got done being in the same place that I'm in, so he's nothing but help for me.
One of the things that Coach Nagy talked about with us last week was for guys it's the verbiage, the long plays. A lot of times you don't huddle after every play in college and things like that. What's that learning curve been like for you just on that part of it? Hearing the play, knowing what you have in the play.
Honestly, it's certain stuff that, we say in a long play that only a little bit of the play really stands out to me. So I just find different ways to, listen to certain words to stand out so that I know exactly what I have to do in my assignment.
But that's been different from college?
Yeah, huddling up's been different.
How often did you huddle?
I didn't huddle one time. Yeah, unless it was victory.
Right.
Yeah.
So then that is a different thing, but the adjustment's been good? It feels right?
Yeah, it's been great. Like I said, I got a lot of people around me that's going to make sure I'm staying up to speed with them. So as long as I'm doing what I got to do off the field, they're going to make sure I'm doing what I got to do on the field.
What have you thought of Nico so far?
Nico?
Yeah.
Nico Romihio. That's my boy. He been killing it. I mean, for him to go undrafted, hey, I don't really understand why, but he's going to show everybody why he should have been drafted.
When you're going from that system, from a no huddle where you get signs of hand signals, all that kind of thing, and now you're getting the play from the quarterback verbally, is that easier or is that harder?
Honestly, I wouldn't necessarily say it's easier or harder. It's football, and I kind of feel like if you put your all into the football, it's all the same. You just gotta try to figure out ways for it to slow down and be easier for you.
Coming in as a rookie and really mixing in with the first team, second team, what has it been like working with Pat Mahomes and trying to get on the same page with him and trying to meet his expectations?
Honestly, like I said, they've been a lot of help, so it hasn't been necessarily hard. Only thing that's been a little challenging is, the defense being able to hide disguises of their defense and then, moving and me having to run my route and be able to adjust to the defense and also know what Pat's thinking. Like, while the defense is adjusting, I'm kind of thinking for the defense and thinking for Pat and myself.
Couple more. How much better do you feel now? You've been here about a month now, camp wrapping up this week. We talked to you that first week here. Just how much better do you feel? How much more knowledgeable and comfortable do you feel now?
I feel really good. I'm very confident, ready to get this next game going.
All right, anything else? Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
first team defense out through the first drive of the game. The Saints moved the ball pretty well. Andy talked after the game just about tempo and kind of energy. Did you guys feel like you were a little step slow, half a step slow?
Yeah, man.
How do you do better this time around?
Yeah, I think it's just intensity. Focus level got to be up through the roof, man. Guys a little bit, legs a little tired from training camp, but none of that really matters, man. You got to go out there, got a chance to compete, got a chance to put good stuff on tape, man. We got to do that. Myself included, man. It kind of starts with me. I didn't play as well as I needed to play. Kind of started to tempo off the game off bad. From there, it's kind of like a little scared. So again, we've got an opportunity to come up this week, man. That's a good thing about football. Play weekly. Got another chance, this opportunity to come out and execute the game plan.
You feeling the responsibility for this defense?
Yeah, for sure. Again, I make the calls, make the checks, responsible for getting guys lined up, energy being there, assignment sound, the whole nine. And so when we're not lined up, not playing well, I take it kind of personal. And so I know next opportunity we have will be a lot better.
Generally speaking, what was Spags' message to the top team after the game?
Man, energy, man, and just executing the play calls, man. I had a couple busts there early, kind of led to some third downs being completed and drives keep going, and after that, start getting momentum and kind of stop it. So again, we just got to start from the beginning, man. More intensity, more focus, and I will start from there and we'll see what happens.
What did it mean to exchange jerseys after the game with Tyron?
Yep.
What did that mean to you?
Yeah, man. Tyron, man, he had 32 and I was here, man, and 32, my sister's favorite two numbers, 3 and 2. But when he was here, man, I never even questioned him about taking his jersey or paying for it or anything to try to get it off, man. I kind of feel like he represented it the right way, man. And how my sister cared about sports, passion-wise, he carried that out in a great manner. So when I had the opportunity to grab the number, man, and represent it the right way, man, I was excited for it. Having a guy like that, I watched him a lot of football. I grew up an SEC football lover, LSU, Alabama fan growing up. So all that coming together, man, and you got a lot of respect for him. So it was great to have the opportunity, man, and to know he left on the back of it was special. And I know this stuff is a little bit bigger than football, so it's special for me for sure.
Last year, Danny Shelton was on the practice squad, kind of came in the middle of camp. Looked to have a really good preseason game on Sunday. Just what was it like kind of rewatching him on film and how he's maybe sort of matured in the defense?
Yeah, for sure. Danny's kind of been growing since he got here. He's one of those guys that came in, he's played a lot of football. As an older guy for sure, so he's kind of seen a lot of things, seen a lot of different football schemes and how stuff works and stuff like that. So I bring him in on the D-line, man, as another vet, kind of helps a lot. He's a bigger guy, so he knows he's going to require double teams, man, and helps us out linebackers as well. So we're excited for what Danny brings to the table, man. He'll keep building it better every single day, and we can see where it just takes us, man.
Which do you like the most? The one where he's...
I like the sack, man, with the little dance at the end, man. Yeah, he had the sideline crunk on that one, man, so we're excited about that.
Chris isn't obviously here, right? You got a couple of days left here. You can be back home. Everyone hopes he gets signed and everything gets worked out. You've had a little bit of time in a game now without him. What's the difference? I mean, what all are you missing if he's not around for you?
Yeah, man. Again, Chris is a special talent, man. There's no question about it. But again, at the same time, we got guys we're walking with, man. Guys who's putting it all on the line, putting their blood, sweat, and tears into it, man. So I'm walking with the guys we have here, man. We hope we get him back soon. We understand what he brings to the table, man. Makes our defense exponentially a lot better, man. But at the end of the day, we got the guys we got here, man, and those guys are putting it all into it. So we're gonna keep walking with these guys, man. Come in every single day, put your heart on the line, see where it takes you, and that's kind of where we're at with it, man. So I'm gonna give those guys a lot of respect for what they've been doing, man, and I've been busting their tails.
Just about the Tyron exchange,
Yeah.
you get the sense that he's in a good place right now and he's able to look back kind of with joy and is happy to be home and such like that. What you take away from that exchange?
I honestly didn't talk much about his personal stuff, more so about football and kind of how he sees like as an emerging leader and kind of where it takes you from there. But I kind of, for him, I know he's back at home, man. Anywhere being close to family, I know it makes you feel a little bit better at peace. So I just take it as that, I guess.
Last couple.
What were your impressions of the guys coming in behind you, the young guys, especially Jack, Cole, and Cam? They got a lot of playing time.
Yeah, man, those guys came in and they picked up what we didn't, man, in terms of energy, intensity. Those guys they're juiced up, man, excited, man. I like the way they tackled, I like the physicality they play with, and they're going to instead keep growing, man. Jack's one of those guys that intellectually wise, man, he's up there. Smart guy, good guys in line, and he can play football as well. So I'm excited for these young guys, man. We're going to keep growing, keep getting a little better, man, and we'll make it hard for all 8 of us to make the 53, man. So that's the goal.
You've been able to pay attention to Mizzou football, but a huge signing yesterday with Williams-Nwaneri. Committed actually to Mizzou. What do you like what they're doing out there in Columbia?
Yeah, man. You said where's you from again?
At least I'm in North.
Oh, he was? Oh, yeah. We've been getting Missouri guys, man. I got a couple St. Louis guys a couple years prior and a couple KC guys. So as long as we keep building, man, and yeah, I know we got a great nucleus of guys. Got a lot of vets in there, man, and a lot of guys been there for a while. Kind of laid the groundwork. So I think we're gonna be in a good spot, man. I'm excited to watch what they got this season for sure.
Thanks, everybody.
MIZ.